right, hello STEM Coven, and welcome to day 18 of Mystical Practices for Your Practical Life. And today I want to talk a little bit about altars. So, an altar space in your house or on your property can kind of serve as a place of stillness, a place where you can go to meditate, a place where you can go to pray. And when we're working our mystical practices, it is important to cultivate some of these spaces for yourself so that way you have a place in your own environment that you can go to do this work. So I'm going to talk about two types of altars today. I'm going to talk about an earth altar and an ancestral altar. So first we'll go over the earth altar. So the earth altar is nice to have outside on your property somewhere. Just to make a connection with the land. And what you want to do is maybe place some rocks or some like natural things like pine cones, a statue if your lineage works with statues of saints, or even like a statue of an animal or something that you like to work with. And just have it be a place maybe in your front or backyard where you can go to meditate. And you can even do your grounding practice in that space where your earth altar is. And you want to make some offerings to the earth, right? You want to offer the earth some gratitude, and we can do that by placing herbs or flowers, and like giving the earth a piece of your hair, something from yourself that you can show gratitude for the earth. And it's a nice space just to make that connection on a daily basis with the natural world. Have that space where you could drop in and meditate for a moment. So next is your ancestor altar. So the ancestor altar is somewhere where you can go to do the ancestor work that we discussed yesterday. Like you can do your journey to find your ancestors in front of your ancestor altar. So on your ancestor altar, you want to put pictures of your dead relatives. No pictures of people who are still alive can go on your ancestor altar. It's really important that only the dead members of your family go on there. In addition to the pictures of the members of your family, you can also put any little statues of saints that you work with, any gods or goddesses that you work with. You can put on there crystals and herbs, a cup of water, mainly anything that represents the elements you can put on there. Maybe even like a tarot card that you've been working with. I like to put one of those little like battery operated tea lights on there. Just to kind of bring together the spirits of your ancestors in one place. And on that ancestor altar, all the pictures of your ancestors can go there as long as they have already passed. And an additional thing that we want to do is make offerings to those ancestors because they are helping us in our work that we're doing here in your mystical practices. So I like to put espresso on my altar, dark chocolate. You have to know what your family members did enjoy, and you can make those offerings on your altar to them. I know some people like to put tobacco or, spirits, some kind of liquor and something like that. Depending on what is in your lineage and what you think your ancestors would like. And also once you develop a relationship with them, you can ask them what they would like to put on the altar. And it's important to tend our altars, both the ancestral altar and also the earth altar. We want to kind of keep the offerings fresh. You want to dust it, don't let it get dusty or anything like that. And you can even make seasonal offerings to these altars, like whatever flowers or herbs are in season, whatever is coming off of the trees. All of that is totally appropriate to go on both the earth and your ancestral altar. And just really, this is a practice of cultivating a place for your meditation, for your prayer, to make that connection with yourself and with the earth. And I want to offer that if you don't have a space to like put things on a shelf or like a flat surface, I know that when my children were smaller and they got their hands in everything, I would just have like a little box. It was literally a little box that I had the intention that was my altar, and I put small offerings in there. I didn't have every picture of my ancestors, but my intention was that was a representation of my ancestral altar. And then same thing with the earth. You can have like a little bowl of dirt. And as long as the intention is there that's what you're doing, then that is perfect and amazing. You can even make kind of like a traveling altar if you want to put some objects in a little bag, to carry around with you. So that's the practice that I have today. I'd love for you to let me know how it goes with all of these practices. Keep the messages coming and tell me how you're doing with them, what you've been enjoying. And if you want to download the workbook that goes along with the mystical practices for your logical life, you can do that at the link in my bio. All right, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.